Present.
Council Levy. Council LaPlante.
Present.
Council Abdu.
Present.
Council Payano. Council Dela Cruz.
Present.
Council DePena. Council Vice President Rodriguez. And Council President Vasquez.
Present. Please rise for the moment of silence. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilors, can I please get a motion to approve the minutes from June 5th, 2018?
So move.
Second.
Motion have been made and properly second. Any discussion? Seeing there's none, all those in favor to approve the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any
Present.
opposed? Mr. Clerk, roll call, please.
Council Reyes.
Yes.
Council Levy.
Yes.
Council LaPlante.
Yes.
Council Abdu.
Present.
Noted. Council Payano.
Yes.
Council Dela Cruz.
Yes.
Council DePena.
Yes.
Council Vice President Rodriguez.
Yes.
And Council President.
Yes, the motion carries. We're now moving on to public participation. Please note that you will have 2.5 minutes to speak. When speaking, please announce yourself with your name and address for the record. Please do not address any city councilor individually, but address us as a whole. When you hear the first bell, that means that you've spoken for 2 minutes. By the time you hear the second bell, your time is up. First person is Mr. H. Mali.
Good evening, honorable members. In this proud year, we the citizen are proud and thankful with Honorable Mayor Rivera, Honorable Commissioner Rally, Honorable Dr. Bergeron, thankful to also Teachers Union, Frank McLaughlin, for our great teachers. Now they have a contract. Now we need to work hard to have a contract for our police officers union. Our police department, under impeccable leadership of Honorable Chief Roy Vask, has done excellent job to protect our citizens. Let's work hard and be united to support our senior officers union. Mayor Rivera, in this important year, please sign our police officers contract. Our city is a better city because of our hard-working DPW workers. Our DPW workers are important, and the union need our support. Our teachers must know 83,000 citizens support their union. Our public are express the best thanks to Lawrence Teachers Union and true architectural future of Lawrence. We demand of this council, Mayor Rivera, support our senior officers union. Our police department, with a budget of only $12 million, has done the most important job providing safety for our citizens. We are united with one voice. Ask Mayor Rivera, please sign our police officers contract. Remember your campaign promise, Safe Lawrence, Prosper Lawrence, only possible if you support our police officers, DPW, and our firefighter. Mayor Rivera, please sign our police officers contract. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Malley. Next person is Dick Russell.
Good evening, Council. His name's Dick Russell, live at 34 Cross Street. 2 comments on the recent events of the past weekend, Semina Hispana Parade. First of all, you people, through the Ordinance Committee and then the approval of the entire council, approved the festival on the Common. Somewhere in that thing, there has to be something that says no POVs, privately owned vehicles on the Common. I'm not overjoyed with the carnivals people having their vehicles there, but I can understand it. But all these people that come in with their tents, I gotta bring in my food, and they conveniently forget to move their vehicles. Come on, let's smarten up. Second, you give the permit for the parade. The Ordinance Committee approves it, the council approves it. Is there anything in that approval that says that they have to obey the sound ordinance, the noise ordinance. I've worked around trains 80 miles an hour an arm's length away from me. I've worked around pile drivers the same distance away from me. Nothing compares to the noise I heard from the vehicles that went by me when I was standing up there at Haverhill and Franklin Street. One police officer told me, oh, it isn't going to be noisy. Well, he wasn't where I was standing. These people just don't care. You people have the authority to enforce the city ordinances, to make sure the people who get the permits follow the ordinance. Please do it. Next year, God willing, I'm around, I'm going to have a decibel meter, and I'm going to start throwing numbers at you people. Not that it's going to do any good, but I don't like loud noises, and there's a lot of other people that don't either. Thank you.
Thank you. Next person is Victor Harvey.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Víctor Harvey, pastor de la Iglesia Cristiana de Benecer.
Is there anyone in the audience that is willing to translate for Mr. Harvey? Yes. Thank you.
Que el tiempo me cuenta cuando él comienza a traducir. Mi nombre es Víctor Harvey, pastor de la Iglesia Cristiana de Benecer.
My name is Victor Jarvis, pastor of the Ebenezer Christian Church in Lawrence.
Y quiero brevemente expresar dos preocupaciones.
I want to briefly express two of concerns of mine.
Y que de alguna forma el concejal Mark LaPlante lo ha expresado.
And that in some way or another, the councilor Mark LaPlante has referenced this.
Please
es la
please note that we are not to single out any individual councilors. He has to be as a whole.
No, what I said, that I bring two issues, and one of them is that Mark LaPlante, and I see it in the newspaper, he's concerned about the condition of our park.
And I understand, but we should speak in general terms.
But the thing is that in the Eagle Tribune, the only one that I see speaking about that is him. That is why I mentioned him, and not addressing him. I'm only saying something that I read.
I understand, but okay. I wish that you will, from now on, speak in general terms and not mention any councilor's name. Thank you.
Y la otra preocupación es que esta mañana temprano conté 5 personas durmiendo en el parque.
My other concern is that this morning, early in the morning, I counted 5 persons that were sleeping in the park.
De alguna forma, las autoridades tienen que trabajar con eso.
We must have our authorities work in some way in this manner.
El doctor Martin Luther King Jr., que era un pastor, y por eso nosotros, los de este color, podemos estar como están ustedes en esas posiciones, dijo.
The Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King, who was a pastor many years ago, found himself in a position of privilege, and people of my color are able to be in situations or in positions as you find yourselves in today.
Él dijo, una nación se sentencia a sí misma cuando sus gobernantes legalizan lo malo y prohíben lo bueno, y cuando su iglesia cobardemente se vuelve cómplice con su silencio.
It says a nation sentences itself when its governors legalize what is wrong and prohibit what is good. And when the church cowardly becomes an accomplice in silence.
Por 3 años consecutivos, nuestro alcalde Dan Rivera ha izado la bandera gay.
For 3 consecutive years, our mayor Dan Rivera has lifted up the gay pride flag.
Y yo tengo aquí la Declaración Universal de los Derechos Humanos porque se nos quiere vender falsamente esa idea.
And I have here the Human Rights book, and they want to sell to us a false idea.
En los 30 artículos de la Declaración Universal de los Derechos Humanos, que fue establecida el 10 de octubre del 1948,
and the 30 articles that are here established and began in October?
10 of December 1948.
Thank you, Pastor Harvey.
Deseo expresar que eso no se debe usar para eso. Se puede tener cualquier preferencia,
Thank you,
pero
Pastor
no
Harvey.
confundir una cosa con la otra.
Thank
Muchas
you, Pastor
gracias.
Harvey. Next person is Michelle Paletta. Can someone assist her, if possible?
I'm sure you all know me. My name is Michelle Paletta, 198 Essex Street. This is like 2 years that I have been begging for the same thing, parking on Jackson Street. Because we have, thank you. The vans used to park there from housing, and I finally got them to not park there. The problem is we have vans that come in for people that are in wheelchairs. Sometimes a taxi drops them off. This week, I went to get into my van, and there was no place for him to park. He had to park in front of 2 cars, right? So they couldn't even get in their door, which is a good idea. They're not supposed to be parking in there. I've been asking for this for 2 years, for the same thing. And I looked on the thing today, now there's like 9 people that are asking for handicap parking. We're in a handicapped disabled building. I don't know why that doesn't get to you people. I don't know why you can't understand the importance of us being able to get onto a van. I'm tired of getting onto the van either in the crosswalk or in the street when there's no reason for that. The second thing is, I'm agreeing with this gentleman, the noise from the common is ridiculous. Now, there's elderly housing on one end of it, we're on the opposite end of it, and it is so loud that I have to close my window and I can still hear it. I don't want to close my window in nice weather. I called up the cops and they said, well, it's only gonna go for another hour. I said, some people in our building go to sleep at 7 o'clock, or at least they try. There's no reason for that to be that loud. I mean, you don't even have to go down the common to hear what's going on. You can stay in your own apartment. And that is just, it's bad. It's bad for the older people, not that I'm young, but it's something that's got to be done about that, and I keep complaining about that too. I'm sure there's a way, other than going to the mayor, to go over the council's lack of interest in things that are important to people that are disabled or to people that just need to go to sleep. And it's, you know, elderly on both sides of that common, and nobody thinks about it. They just, you know, complain and do nothing. I complain and do something. Thank you.
I am now submitting these names to the record. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Councilors, moving on.
Council President,
Mr. Councilor LaPlante.
I'd like to take document number 19018 out of order, please.
Motion has been made to take document 19018 out of order. It's been properly second. Any discussion? Seeing there's none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Councilor, document 19018 is resolutions honoring the top Lawrence graduates from Lawrence High School, Central Catholic High School, Notre Dame Cristo Rey, Greater Lawrence Technical School, and Northern Access Community College. Councilor LaPlante, before I yield the floor to you, I'd like to point out that we have Greater Lawrence Technical School Committee members, Leo Lamontagne here, Gary Mannion, Stephanie Infante, as well as their principal, Lavoie. So thank you for being in attendance tonight.
Thank you very much, Council President. And we're going to be calling them up here in a second because it wouldn't be right to have them sitting in the back when they're responsible for that particular school. So this is, as you may recall, this is the 3rd week now, and I enjoy doing this every year, where we actually take a moment, we pause, and we recognize the very top achiever at our city's institutions if they're from Lawrence. Today, we are going to be honoring individuals from Greater Lawrence Technical School and Central Catholic High School. So with that, I would like to invite Maria de la Cruz to join me, because we are going to be bringing a proclamation, a resolution, to Diani Laura Reyes from the Greater Lawrence Technical School. Diani, would you please come up? And could I also ask that the members of the Greater Lawrence Technical School please come up with me? And you have a teacher or guidance counselor here? We're going to fill this entire place up. So can that individual please join us as well? And the reason why we've got some great people here. And the administration, oh my God, Superintendent Lavoie is here as well. So we have obviously the folks who were the board of directors, if you will, of the school. We have the top leadership of the school, Superintendent Lavoie, and we have, I believe, the guidance counselor for Diani. And without your assistance, all of you, we wouldn't be able to have someone like Diani achieve what she's able to achieve. So, and frankly, Councilor De La Cruz is with me. Why? Because I represent Diani and the family. So let me go off with this here. This is for Diani Laura Reyes. Is the valedictorian graduate of Greater Lawrence Technical School with an academic distinction of 4.37. Besides being the valedictorian for this past graduation year, you received multiple awards and achievement, which include the Boston College Book Award during your junior year, the Outstanding Academic Award in History. I'm going to need some help. The MAVA Outstanding Vocational Technical Student Award. Can I put you on the spot? What does MAVA stand for? Anybody for extra points? Yes.
Massachusetts Administrators Vocational, the Massachusetts Association of Vocational Administrators.
Very good. I want to ask one more question. The MVSA Academic Scholar Award, Massachusetts Vocational Scholar Award, does that sound about right?
Yes.
And it was elected to serve as a CNA, which I know what that means, on the Medical Corps Reserve Team to assist in disaster relief, all while you were taking advanced placement courses in English, and while also attending part-time, I guess, the Northern Essex Community College. You were involved in the community by raising over $1,500 to the Salvation Army, Elder Care, and Meals on Wheels for Massachusetts. You were a secretary of the National Honor Society. You were a technical school Reggie leader, a peer mentor, and you still were involved in the cooperative education program at the school. And you were involved in the CNA program at Atria Marlin Place. That's in Andover, right? Yeah. Diani's achievement resulted in a scholarship recognition with the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship, the Dr. Javier Alvarado NHS Officers Award, the Comcast Leaders and Achievers Scholarship, the Dell Scholarship, and the Digital Federal Credit Union Scholarship, and finally, the Gerald H. Silverman Memorial Scholarship. And based on all this information and all this tremendous work, you are going to be attending UMass Amherst in the fall. So with that, I want to congratulate you and your support team and your parents who are here as well for all that they have done. Congratulations.
Stephen, one more.
The mayor has sent his regrets, but he wanted me to make sure that you also received from him a certificate of excellence for your achievements on behalf of the mayor's office, on behalf of the city of Lawrence. So congratulations on behalf of the mayor. I would like at this point to call up Leah Cedeno, please. Leah, please. And you also have one of your guidance counselors here, and the Director of Development. If they could come up here to represent the institution, pardon me, and the mom, absolutely, bring it on up. Sure. Not as many numbers, but still strong and force. Appreciate that. I would also like to introduce Estella Reyes and ask Councilor Reyes, who's the representative for your district, to come and assist me on this. Councilor Reyes. Stand right here, Leah. Right here, right there. Thank you. So Leah is a graduate of Central Catholic, obviously, high school, with an academic distinction of 4.2. You were involved in many AP courses: AP English, AP English Literature, AP US History, AP Physics. Are you finished with your college by now? Also has demonstrated proficiency in Mandarin Chinese. It says here that you are an amazing writer and an actor, and you were involved in many performances and singing roles at Central Catholic, and were part of the Theater Guild for all 4 years. Most recently, you were involved in the productions of Superstar and Sister Act. You're participating in the Emerson College Journalism Program for high school students, where you were awarded the Best All-Around Journalist. And you were very involved in our community through services as a camp counselor at Camp Stepping Stones, a camp for terminally ill children in Beverly. Well, it'd be no surprise, I guess, where you went to Emerson before for some of these things, that you're going to be bringing all of your skill sets, and you're going to be going to Emerson College, which is a very difficult school to get into, in Boston this September. So congratulations.
Absolutely, sure. Yeah, go right ahead.
First off, I would like to thank Central Catholic for the nomination and the Lawrence City Council for the honorable recognition. A special thank you to Mr. David DeFilippo, my guidance counselor brother John, for all their kindness and support throughout high school, and to my mom and dad for truly leading by example when it comes to being kind and working hard. Central supported me throughout my high school career through providing advanced courses, endless clubs and organizations, networking opportunities, or simply the advisement from wonderful staff members such as my guidance counselor brother John, my history teacher Joseph Lynch, Theater Guild Director Sharma Merrill, Matt Joyle, and admissions officer Christopher Merrill. Through providing both opportunities and passionate staff members, Central Catholic has helped me find and pursue a career path in which I can inform the public of important government policies and help make a positive difference in communities like Lawrence and America as a whole. Even as I move away from Lawrence to Boston, I will never forget the community of people that surround me. As the daughter of a Dominican immigrant and granddaughter of a Puerto Rican immigrant, I have seen how hardworking the people living in this city of immigrants really are. In the fall, I will be attending my dream school, Emerson College, the #1 journalism school in the country, to pursue political journalism. Through this, I hope to be the representation for young Latina girls that I never had when I grew up watching the news. I hope that one day, young Latina girls like myself will turn on the TV, see me, and know that they too can use their voices to make a difference. Thank you again to the Lawrence City Council and Central Catholic for this wonderful honor. At my core, I will always be a citizen of Lawrence and a Central Catholic Raider. Thank you.
Don't go too far, Leah. So, as I mentioned earlier, the mayor is unfortunately unable to be here, but he wanted me to make sure that you received this certificate of excellence for your outstanding work that you achieved at Central Catholic High School. So on behalf of the mayor, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
Congratulations. Keep it up.
Let's go. One. So. Yes. Yeah. One quick photo. Thanks, Councilor Abdu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, councilors. Now moving on with the agenda, we have public hearings. Document 40817 is parking at 172 Prospect Street, handicap parking, placed on the agenda by former Councilor Ortiz. Mr. Clerk, please read the notice.
Document 408, 2017 notice is hereby given that the City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, June 19th, in council chambers at 7 p.m. The purpose of said hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning a proposed amendment to the revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence to be amended by adding the following new paragraph to the handicap parking section. Prospect Street, west side from point 125 feet northerly of the intersection of Fulton Street to a point of 145 feet northerly of the intersection of Fulton Street. To the extent there exists an ordinance to the contrary, they hereby repealed in that respect only. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity as published on June 8th.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to be heard? Seeing there's none, public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's your motion? Motion to approve has been made.
Second.
It's been properly second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Document 318 is a handicap parking at 6 Grafton Street, placed on the agenda by Solma Boking. Mr. Clerk, please read the notice.
Document 3, 2018 notice is hereby given the City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, June 19th, 2018 in council chambers at 7 p.m. The purpose of said hearing is to gather information, testimony, and public input concerning a proposed amendment to the revised ordinances by adding the following paragraph to the section concerning handicap parking to be inserted in proper order. Grafton Street, east side, 100 feet southerly of the intersection of Exeter Street to a point 120 feet southerly of the intersection of Exeter Street. To the extent there exist ordinances to the contrary, they are hereby repealed in that respect only. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity as published on June 8th.
Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to be heard? Name and address for the record, please.
I'm sorry.
Name and address for the record.
Thank you, President Vasquez. My name, this is my first time. My name, I don't want to cry. Are we on camera?
Yes, we.
My name is Mr. Roger Maroon. I do have schizophrenia, so please understand. I'm all right, but I'm just, I'm acting. I'm a writer. And I just want to introduce myself to Sir David Abdu, Counselor, and William City Clerk J. Maloney. I feel discongealed. I am an Arab Lebanese, and that's all I want to say, sirs. And I'm nervous because I have to act out my whole being because, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk, sirs. And that's, I just want to say, I shall be here, affluent and said well. And if there's any problems, please let me know before I leave, so no one tails me, like security guards. I do have a mental illness, and I do ask that kindly, sirs. And that is all I have to say. And please forgive my acting. I just want to say that I am into the mayor of Lawrence, and he's my lovely, lovely guy. We talk, I voted for him, and God bless his higher power, and whoever he may be.
Mr.
And God bless all you all. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience that wishes to be heard? Since there's none, public hearing is now closed. Councilors, is there a motion?
Motion to approve?
Motion has been made and properly second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Next document is 618, handicap parking at 31 Fairmont Street, placed on the agenda by Angelina Diaz. Mr. Clerk, please read the notice.
Document number 6, 2018 notice is hereby given the City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, June 19th in council chambers at 7 p.m. The purpose of said hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning proposed amendments to the revised ordinances for the city of Lawrence to be amended by adding the following section to the handicap parking section of the code. Fairmont Street, south side, from a point 200 feet southerly of the intersection of Holly Street to a point 220 feet easterly, 200 feet easterly of the intersection of Holly Street to a point 220 feet easterly of the intersection of Holly Street. To the extent there are any ordinances to the contrary, they are hereby repealed in that respect. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity as published on June 8th.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to be heard? Seeing there's none, public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's your motion?
Motion to approve? Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Next document is document 918, handicap parking at 151 West Street, placed on the agenda by Eneida Javier. Mr. Clerk, please read the notice.
Document number 9, 2018 notice is hereby given. The City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, June 19th in council chambers at 7 p.m. The purpose of said hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning a proposed amendment to the revised ordinances to be amended by adding the following new paragraph to the handicap parking section of the code. West Street, south side, from a point 30 feet easterly of the intersection of Broadway Avenue to a point 50 feet easterly of the intersection of Broadway Avenue. To the extent there exist any ordinances to the contrary, they are hereby repealed in that respect only. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity as published on June 8th.
Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to be heard? Seeing there's none, public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's your motion?
Motion to approve? Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Document 2818, handicap parking at 21 Beacon Street, apartment 4204, placed on the agenda by Magali Anderson. Mr. Clerk, please read the notice.
Document number 28, 2018 notice is hereby given. The City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, June 19th in council chambers at 7 p.m. The purpose of said hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning a proposed amendment to the revised ordinances for the City of Lawrence to be added by adding the following new paragraph to the handicap parking section. Beacon Street, west side, from a point 257 feet northerly of the intersection of Beacon Street to a point 277 feet northerly of the intersection of Beacon Avenue. To the extent there exist any ordinances to the contrary, they are hereby repealed in that respect only. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to be heard? Seeing there's none, public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's your motion?
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Next document is document 3618, handicap parking at 32 Chandler Street. Was placed on the agenda by Rafael Rosario Ramos. Mr. Clerk, please read the notice.
Document 36, 2018, notice is hereby given. The City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, June 19th in council chambers at 7 p.m. The purpose of said hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning a proposed amendment to the revised ordinances to be further amended by adding the following new paragraph to the handicap parking section of the code. Chandler Street, west side, from a point 160 feet northerly of the intersection of Water Street to a point 180 feet northerly of the intersection of Water Street. To the extent there exist any ordinances to the contrary, they are hereby repealed in that respect only. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity as published June 8th.
Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to be heard? Seeing there's none, public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's your motion?
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Next document 6018, loading zone at 62 Park Street, placed on the agenda by Head Start, Greater Lawrence Community Action Council. Mr. Clerk, please read the notice.
Document 60, 2018 notice is hereby given. The City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, June 19th in council chambers at 7 p.m. The purpose of said hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning a proposed amendment to the revised ordinances to be further amended by adding a new paragraph to the bus stop, taxi stands, and ambulance and service zone section to be inserted in proper order. Park Street, south side, from a point 70 feet westerly of the intersection of Bruce Street to a point 136 feet westerly in the intersection of Bruce Street. To the extent there exist ordinances to the contrary, they are hereby repealed in that respect only. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity as published June 8th.
Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to be heard?
Yes.
Name and address for the record, please.
Roger Maroon, 349, I'm sorry, I didn't repeat it the last time. 349 Lawrence Street, Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Mr. Maroon, are you going to speak specifically
Yes,
about
sir.
this subject?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
I didn't look at what the hearing was about on this particular topic. I received a letter from the city clerk, but I paid attention and I heard buses, taxis, and aging, and Bruce